Hey guys, it's Corey from Linda's. I am doing a very impromptu, casual live. We've got this really cute panel that I want to do some freehand work on. And after the inspiration we got last night from the Learn with Linda's episode where Linda and I used some templates to do some fun stuff, I thought I would hop in and spend your Friday afternoon hanging out, watching, seeing what we're doing again. Super casual. Feel free to drop your questions if you have any in the comments, and we'll get to answer those. And we're just going to have some fun today. So I started off with this. I've got the Linda's Deluxe Cotton Poly in this quilt. I love the texture that it gives it without adding a lot of extra weight in here. And I've already gone and stitched around these little critters on the panel. I used the applique helper because it clips right in on the foot and allows me to have really good control as I'm working around these pieces. And got those done. So doing some loops in the background, going to work on the wings. But again, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. And let's just have some fun. So I'm going to throw that applique helper on, and I can use my thumb in any of these indentions to get around the wing. And I'm going to give you a better view of that. There we go. So I can use my thumb, and I'm going to go around this wing here. I saved the wings for until I got to the loop part, so I could do that all at one time. But I really wanted the animals to kind of lock in first before I did that. So I'll clip that on, and then I just go for it. Using the applique helper to really help guide the machine to have really nice steady control. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but these little wings have little curly cues. So I want to go ahead and add those in. So I'm going to come over a little bit and do a little cute curly, and then come back over to the next one. Curly cue, come back. I'm on the other side of the wing now, so I can grab my applique helper and work around this until I get to the point where I started. Now, the reason why I didn't do the whole wing first and then come in to do these curly cues was this allowed me to kind of work in that circular motion. And then when I got up here to that top portion where I entered in the wing, now I get to cross over it and close it down properly instead of having a possible open entry and exit. They cross over and they're going to lock together, which holds a much better look overall as we're working. And then in the background here, this is just going to be fun loops. This is all freehand. I'm not doing anything computerized. I'm coming here to another wing. So I will grab my applique helper. And get this set up. Again, allowing that applique helper to really be my guide as it works its way around. Pulling this out now and then coming into where I can do my curls. I'm also using my favorite color of glide. I'm using bone. It really kind of disappears into the background when I'm working with things like this, and just kind of helps accentuate what I'm working on. So now that I've done that wing, I am going to go ahead and let's come in. Let's do this differently. It's not the initial way that I thought I wanted to do it. We're going to loop around here and go around the cheetah. We're going to go with that's a cheetah. Yeah, go around the cheetah's ear, little baby cheetah, and then we're going to come into here. Let's do across the top of the head, around the wing, curlicue, and then back over the top of the head. A little bit of overstitching, not too much by any means, to get that. And then when we come out, we'll exit right here into this section. And we have this cloud. I don't know if you can see it, but we have this cloud, and I think it'd be really cute to give that cloud some texture with kind of like some swirls in it. So we can kind of mimic a little bit of that cloud, and then we'll come, let's do it over to here, and we'll come out where the tail is. This is totally impromptu. Y'all get to see my process, and I just kind of go for it. So you're going to see whether it works out or not. It should work out. It should be good. Alrighty, let me see if we've got any questions. Oh, perfect. Oh, Mom's on here helping. Thanks, Mom. I am not using a ballpoint needle, Randy. I am using a sharp needle for this one. This panel is actually a really good print, so it doesn't need a ballpoint. And it is a much lighter panel. So even if I had any of those thread runs that sometimes you see with digital prints, you wouldn't be able to see them because of all the really light coloring in this one. So, okay, so our applique helper back on. We're gonna go around his ear. So remember, we're gonna go over the head first, and then around the wing. Come down, back over the head, right to the point where the curlicue is. Curlicue and down. I'll put my applique helper back on and going over this. I did see in the comments that Mom's already answered about the ruler base plate. Yes, I am using a ruler base plate for sure. What that's going to do is give me a wider range to set my templates on, so it gives me nice motion, or excuse me, nice, see, this is what happens when I don't plan. I just go for it. It gives me a great base to work on, and it's not slipping or flipping over by any means. Right in there, and then that's our exit point. Just like that. So now we're going to work into the clouds. And this cloud, again, we're going to come in with some curlicues. I'm trying to think how exactly I want to attack this. This is when I normally kind of go to the drawing board and start playing with how do I want to go in? Do I want to go in with a swirl motion in and around? Do I want to go with that kind of that peacock feather, but not as tight? Maybe that's what I want to do. I was given full range to do whatever I want on this, so I kind of am just going for it, as you can tell. Let's do that, actually. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds fun. Okay. So we're going to come in. Just keeping this nice and open, going back and forth, changing directions ever so slightly. As we do this. Now, I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but this is a cloud that that the animals are sitting on. So I want to be careful not to go outside the cloud, because I'm going to come back and then stitch in the ditch kind of around this cloud to give it that poof. So I kind of went out exactly where the tail of the cheetah is. And then we're going to do our loops. So we're out of the cheetah tail, and then this is just fun loops. I have a little bit of a cloud over here, so I'm going to come into the cheetah tail right here, and then give myself those curls. I'm going to go ahead and echo the cloud now. Just like that. And then we're out doing our loops again. Just rolling with it. I'm sure I'm still in camera frame. I am doing this all one-handed, so bear with me. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and outline what part of, actually, no, I'm gonna roll up the quilt a little bit first. This is the full process, folks. It goes from I don't know to this is what I'm gonna do to nope, that's not what I'm gonna do to I'm gonna roll the quilt to the nah, I'm not gonna roll the quilt. This is what happens here in the studio. I am all over the place all the time. Now, I do have the needle down in the quilt, which is what I normally do when I roll. But I will go ahead and be here with the machine. I do have an automatic advance, which is nice. So I can press my button and then roll with it. That way I'm making sure that the machine isn't getting caught or dragging or anything like that. And I should have full access to the cloud for the most part. Let's go up a little bit further. I'm stretching a little bit more than I normally would. That'll work. Yep. We'll tighten up our back. Put on our side clamps. Anytime I use templates or rulers, it's very important that I use side clamps. Sometimes I don't use them when I'm doing edge-to-edge quilting, like with the computer, but when I've got templates, it's really good to have a firm backing. So having your clamps on is a big thing. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give the cloud its actual overall outline as much as I can, and then I'll come back in and fill in these little pieces as I need to. Now this panel is very light, so I'm kind of guessing more or less where the cloud is, and that's okay. Ooh, golly, that got close. Just like that. So I just kind of made my own guess where things were going to fit in this panel. Let's see, I can get to, let's get to over here, and then we'll move. So I need to bring you down a little bit more. There we go. Just like that. So again, totally just kind of making up where the cloud is as I'm going. I'll go ahead and fill in with that ripple effect that we were doing, that kind of open peacock, meandering. Not really traditional peacock, because a peacock is more of a tighter teardrop. This is just going to be more of an open section here. Keeping this nice and open. You know, I really like tight quilting, but I'm assuming this is for a baby. So I don't want it to be to the point where it can stand up on the wall by itself. And I'm here at some wings, so I can go ahead and do those while I'm here. These are small enough that I don't think I'm super worried about my applique helper. Okay. Right here I have a little bit of spacing that wouldn't match with the traditional density of the rest of this. So if we just hop over and kind of echo in that, echo on your way back, fills that in really cool, adds a little bit of even extra texture there without a problem. And then we get to continue moving up as we go. Thank you to everyone that's hopping on and watching and saying hello. Shout out to my mother, who is retired but is still helping me all the time. She is answering comments in the feed. And if there's a comment or a question, excuse me, that you would like me to answer, feel free to drop that in and I'll get it answered for you. You can kind of see I'm changing up a little bit of the motion of this. I've got a tight point, but then I'm coming into more of a circular point as well. No cloud is the same. At least that's what I'm going with. So I can make it kind of the way I want it to. Being sure to get in close to this and take a good peek at what it's going. Oh, sorry. There we go. Lost focus for a second. As we're working around. So I'm working my way up this cloud, adding in those tiny little pieces, and then I'm going to go right back out where I started this originally. Oh, look at the cloud. Look at the texture. It looks so cute. As we're working. So good, so good. All right, well, let's keep on trucking. So these are going to be, again, just regular loops, and then I'm going to go until about halfway. I'll kind of loop out, and then I'm going to pause because I need to finish stitching down the sides on this because I have not finished that process yet. we're gonna head out right there. And then we're gonna roll up and do some basting down the sides. So let me take off my side clamps and we will baste down the sides. And I think I have enough room to do the rest of the bottom too. So I might as well baste the rest of it. Reason I'm basting primarily down the sides is just to hold it nice and in place while I'm doing more of that tighter quilting that you're seeing overall on this. So let's roll this bad boy up. Oops. There we go. Ooh, I can come closer actually. Come back a little bit. There we go. Nice and steady because that needle is down in the fabric. Remember that. Smooth out any bit of creases, wrinkles, or anything like that that we have. And I'm going to hop into basting real quick. I'm going to come over here to the side and baste everything down. What I like to do with my basting is I'll have my hand behind the foot and I apply a little bit of pressure and push back away from it. That's going to keep you basting nice and straight, and it's going to keep the quilt from kind of dog-earing down at the bottom edges, kind of creating a frown at the bottom. If you hold it back, it's going to keep that fabric from shifting forward ever so slightly. You can just see no movements happening when I'm basting down that side. Right here across the bottom, eyeballing this one as well. Same idea, holding on the side and pushing the opposite direction. I say pushing, kind of just holding it and keeping it from shifting to one way or the other. As we work. Alrighty. Just working our way down. Now, same thing when I get to the other side here. So when we were on this side, I was holding behind the foot because we were working towards the front bar. But because we're going to work away from the front bar, I'm going to hold in the front and do the same thing. Keep it from shifting forward and creating a pucker up at the top. Just like that. Fantastic. So I'm already on this side. I think I might as well just continue doing our loops. So I guess we'll get the camera to move over a little bit closer and we'll start our loop action over here. So I'm going to hop back into my regulated mode. I'm doing 12 stitches per inch on this as I'm working around. And we've got a star right here, so that's going to be a fun one where we can use the other side of our applique helper. And let me, where's my last loop? We'll have to come back in and do some loops. No big deal. All right. Keeping this nice and open. So we're coming up to a star. So what I'm going to do is when I get to that point of that star, I'm going to pause. And I'm going to grab my applique helper, and I've got a straight edge on that other side. And I'm just going to work around this star, pausing in those points using my needle down option. and just turning and working around. This is going to give me nice straight stars with very minimal effort. Love the applique helper because it's kind of like a multi-use tool. You can use it for so many different things. Same idea on this like we did on the wing portion, if you weren't here earlier. I'm going to cross over this. Instead of coming this way, I'm going to cross over and then come in and fill this section up. That way I've got a nice closed point. Filling this around, nice and easy. We've got some wings right here on this lion, so I'm going to go ahead and put my applique helper back on. And then we're going to work around those wings. But before I get started, let me make sure we're good on the... Oh, yep, we're all good. Lovely. Okay. So I'm going to keep going around. And this is, again, using that applique helper. It is guiding you. You are not guiding it. And that's going to help you work around those wings really nice. And you see that Linda's Deluxe Cotton Poly gives it a little bit of that extra poof, which is really, really nice. So I'm going to continue working around, do a little bit of overstitching. No big deal. Taking it nice and slow so I can get it right on the previous stitching line. Remove my applique helper, and then we get to do our curlicues. Okay, now this curlicue goes behind the mane of the lion, so the baby lion. So we'll grab our applique helper again, just so we're staying right on that original outline. Curlicue. And back on. Love it, love it, love it. Again, this is that bone thread from Glide. If you didn't know, we are currently having a thread sale at Linda's. It's 20% off our threads online and in store. So make sure you stock up because we do have a current free shipping promo that will be ending at the end of April. So you want to go ahead and stock up as much as you can on your threads before that free shipping promo goes away. Stock up, and they're on sale. We also have a lot of BOGOs right now. So like, for instance, on Permacore or Signature, it's buy 5, get 1 free. So you can't beat that on top of it already being 20% off. So yeah, you need to hop over there and do some shopping. So I'll close this off. And then I'm going to travel a little bit up the wing again and out. Playing with those loops as we go around. Oh, also another cool promo that's going on right now as well is the buy 2 Hobbs batting rolls, get some, coming off here to the edge, get some Linda's batting scissors for free. So if you buy 2 rolls of Hobbs batting, make sure you add the Linda's batting scissors to your cart, and you can get those absolutely free right now. That is a fun promo happening. So make sure you add it. Make sure you add the scissors to your cart for the promo to activate. I have a feeling I'll be running out of bobbin here soon. I can tell by the sound. So we're going to keep going until we do. say that. I don't really want to play bobbin chicken today. We might be waving out. Come on, hold out, hold out. Woo, and we did. I'm going to go ahead and change the bobbin thread because I don't want it to run out in the middle of the quilt. Because then I got to worry about tying and burying threads, and no one wants to do that. So I will pull up what bobbin I have left, trim away, and then put a new bobbin in. So give me just a second, folks, and I'll be right back. It would have been nice if I pre-wound some bobbins, but no, this is impromptu. We're just going for it. So I gotta wind a bobbin real quick. Feel free to continue dropping your questions or comments in the comment section. That way we can get those answered for you. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Friday. What are your plans for the weekend? Drop those in the comment section as well. I can tell you, if you subscribe to our newsletter tonight, I am going to, I'm sure you read, I am going to the 20th anniversary screening of Star Wars Episode 3. If you didn't know, I am a Star Wars nerd. I love it so much. So it's the 20th anniversary of that movie coming out, so I'm going to watch it. And I was surprised with the tickets on my actual anniversary, which is today as well. So that was really nice of Ray to grab those for us. We're going to have a great time. Mom's coming with us, and Grandma is coming with us as well. So it is going to be quite the party at Cinemark. All right, while that's running, I've got a question. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. Have you ever used double gauze for the backing? One quilting on one arm. I know it's stretchy, but it's so soft. I have never personally used gauze or doubling it up on the back of a quilt. It is super soft. I'm afraid that it might pull apart after a while. So I would stick with like a minky, like you mentioned, or you could use 100% cotton. Or this is a, this backing of this, I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's like a woven material. It's really, really soft. I don't quite know where the customer got it from, but it is super duper soft, and it has like a striped print with it. Let me see if I can get it over there so you can see it. There it is. It has like a striped print to it. It's really, really nice and soft, and it's just going to add some really great texture. But I don't know if I would use a double gauze personally. It would kind of be, you might want to test it on a different piece of, maybe just quilt a regular piece of 100% cotton on top and then do the double gauze on the back. Bind it, wash it, see how it holds up before you put it on an actual quilt, just to be sure. But great question. All right. So I just wound my bobbin. Always got to put a drop of oil in your bobbin case area every time you change out your bobbin. It's just going to help keep your hook health good in your long arm. And it helps keep it a little quieter too, which we like quiet. All right. So I've done that. Let's come back to our starting point, which we're going to start right over here. Starting out here in the edge. Do a couple of tie-offs. Because I did some oiling in the hook, I'm going to go ahead and when I quilt, it's just going to be a couple of back and forth out here in the binding area. That way you can get any excess oil out that's not coming up to the top. And then we're ready to go. Not that the oil is going to stain the fabric as long as you're using a proper oil, but you always want to be sure. All right, we're coming up to one of those cute stars again, so we're right here. I'll grab the applique helper and work around. Now, one thing to mention, I did mention earlier that free shipping promo is going away at the end of April, going up actually, at the end of April. But if you become a Linda's Crafter Club member, you get free shipping on all your orders in the lower 48, no matter the size. So if you just want to order one cone of thread, you can get free shipping on that. It is a great membership that comes with so many different perks. We've got the fat quarterly bundle. So if you're a member, every quarter you get a fat quarterly bundle. That's what we're calling it. Again, I mentioned that free shipping on all your orders in the lower 48. You get access to exclusive content. So any type of content that I put together, or Summer does a lot of crocheting. So any exclusive content that I can grab from her, you'll get access to. You get additional discounts on all of your orders. There's so many different perks. I'm sure my mom could add them in to the comments for you, but I would sign up to be a Crafter Club member. That way you have that. It's all automatic online. It's super duper great. There's also a monthly drawing, $100 value in that drawing. So we put all of the members into a bucket basically, and then we draw out a name, and then you get to win a prize if you were the one that's selected. Again, $100 value prize. This month's prize is super duper cute. I don't know if y'all saw the Sensational 6 quilt that we kitted up for Matt Cox. So that's the prize this month. You're going to get the full kit, the pattern, and all the little doodads that go with it. We're going to work around. Okay, so I'm in a little bit of a trouble right here. So I've got caught in a section. Never let that worry you, okay? I don't want to come out and do loops here because they're going to be too tight. So again, throwing on that applique helper and then just working really nice and slow over that previous overstitching so it doesn't even look like it's there. But that's going to get you out of that little piece where you're at. Just like that. Beautiful. And we're back into loops. We're coming in here to do the giraffe, or the giraffe's wings. So we're right there. And then I'm going to throw on that applique helper again and work around those wings. Just like that. Keep traveling right up the body of the giraffe until we can get to where we need to for the curly cues right there. Move my applique helper and start with my curly cues. Just like that. So it just adds a little bit of texture, a little bit of dimension. So we're going to come out again, a little bit of overstitching, not too much at all. This glide thread, it really meshes together when you do overstitching, so it's really nice. If you're planning on doing a lot of overstitching or a lot of tight applique work, background quilting, you could use glide 60, which is even thinner. This is the glide 40. Coming right back here to do the other wing. Up here to the star. Again, grab that side of that applique helper, needle down, and rotate. Now, technically, could I continue doing this star without having to stop every single time? I could, 100%. But having it go down in that needle positioner where it drops down when you pause gives you that perfect point every time. So I'm not having to worry about getting a possible starfish. I'm getting a nice, pretty star. And right back here to the point so we can cross over. And I am going to come into the ear of the pig here and work around that. I do have some wing work that I need to do on this section. Do I want to do that actually? I changed my mind on my turn. No, I'll just go ahead and do it. We're here. Why not? And then we'll work our way out. We only have a few more loops to do, and I think we're done. Let's do something I wasn't planning on doing. That one in there. Pause real quick. I am running the machine a little bit faster as I'm working around this, but I do have that lightning switch regulator on here, so it really keeps up. Oh, just like that. So I'm going to roll up just a little bit because we have some, I remember some loops at the top section that we need to fix. Or that we need to do, not that we need to fix. We just need to do them because I skipped it when we rolled earlier. So let's trim our threads. Pop our clamps off, and then let's roll back just a second. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, I sure did miss a spot, didn't I? All right, it's all good. No worries. Easy fix. Easy fix. Let me double check everybody. Okay. Thank you so much for helping with the comments. I really appreciate it. Everyone get a shout out to Mom, who is watching at home, probably next to the pool. But she is still here to always help me, and I really appreciate her. Wouldn't be here without you, crazy legs. All right, so we just have this other portion right here of the loops to do, so let's get it knocked out. Boom. Oh, we have a little piece of the elephant wing. We can't leave off any wings. We'll just hop over and do that one real quick. And then we'll be done. At least I caught it now before I took it off, because then I'd have to put it back on. It would drive me crazy if I didn't do it. All right, so we're hopping right over here real quick. And then I'm going to do a free one here, just because it kind of is hidden behind the trunk of the elephant. Just like that. Let's tie off. Because I know this is probably going to be a baby blanket or quilt, excuse me. Whoa, a baby quilt. I do a bunch of tie-offs, just slowly moving as I'm doing that up and down motion. That way I know nothing will ever go anywhere on this. All right. There it is. Super cute. So we've been live for 48 minutes. I did the original stitching beforehand. Nick, what do you want to say? It was 20 minutes of stitching, maybe? 20 minutes of outline. It's probably 20 minutes of outlining with the applique helper. So an hour, and this quilt was done. It wasn't supposed to be a custom quilt by any means, but I just couldn't not do it custom-ish because I just thought it was so cute. So I'm going to pull it off, and we're going to take a look at it. I've got the red snappers on my machine. Y'all know I love the red snappers. Let's make this come off even faster. So I'll take it off. And then roll it back. Oh, maybe. There we go. And then here it is. Ah, so cute. Back of it's cute too. So it has that beautiful look to it. And then we're going to see if we can get you some shadowing on the stitching. Oh, yeah. So you can really see the definition that is given with that batting. So again, this is that Linda's Deluxe Cotton Poly. Gives beautiful definition to this quilt that we've got. Adorbs. And then this is the back. Super cute as well. With, again, I think it's like a woven knit fabric on this that wraps around. So fun, so cool. Awesome. All right. Well, that's today's quick impromptu Freehand Friday. Just wanted y'all to see what I was working on and give you some inspiration to get you going for your weekend. So I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you next time.